Maryland voters will head to the polls in November to elect their next governor.
Dan Cox secured his name on the ballot after a tight Republican primary race last month. And we talked to his Democratic opponent earlier, so Dan was kind enough to join us as well. Good to see you this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Stephen, Marissa. We were very blessed and honored to restore freedom to the free state as our campaign motto, and we won in a landslide. We won 22 points on election night, and early voting we were up by 13 points, and now it looks like it was secured at about 9 points up. So that is a message from the people of Maryland that we want our streets back. We want safe streets. One of the things that separates me from my opponent very clearly in our campaign policies and positions is that my opponent is out there saying that he wants to indict the police systems, whereas I am going to back the blue and say we're going to restore law and order to our streets. We can do that. We're smart people. We're loving people. We can make sure that we stop the carjackings and murders every day, and I'm working very hard to do that while we also empower parents, once again, to be back in charge of their education.
You talked about the victory that you're able to pull out in the primary. Might be a little different situation or a tougher fight perhaps in the fall election, where Democrats have typically come out in strong, outnumber registered Republicans 2-1. I know there are independents that are in that mix, and I know you want to target them, but coming into a state that had a Republican governor now for 8 years, but more of a moderate, that's not exactly where you're approaching things. So what do you do now to try to gain those extra votes that you might need?
Well, thank you. I think it is moderate to have parents back in charge of their children's education instead of having this pre-K through third transgender indoctrination and CRT indoctrination. That's not education. We need to make sure that our schools are safe, once again, that children can go to school without feeling like they're going to be shot up. This is an urgent matter, and parents know it, and so they're going to come out and say, who's the more reasonable candidate on this? My opponent is on his website saying he's going to take charge of local school boards of education and forcing transgender ideology behind parents' backs in schools. That's not education. We're a loving people. We don't need to be forcing our children to have these kinds of indoctrination, sexualization in schools without parents being part of the equation. So our campaign is very clearly about re-empowering parents, putting people back in charge of their government, and once again, never again letting our government overreach and trample on those rights, including, by the way, the vaccine passport. That's going to be gone on day one on my watch. My opponent requires a vaccine passport to go to his events on the campaign trail. I will eradicate that from Maryland because it's not freedom. It's about our freedom. It's about your freedom. And we need to make sure that we empower individuals to make their own healthcare choices between them and their physicians. And that's what makes America great. It's what makes Maryland a beautiful place to live in. And so we're working very hard across the campaign trail. Independents are coming our way. They're not happy with the Biden inflation problem that we're dealing with, and they don't want more of the same, and that's exactly what they'll get with my opponent. So,
and Dan, I want to get you on this while we still have time. You've been very outspoken recently about the FBI's raid on former President Trump's home, search rather. He calls it a raid, they call it a search. Can you elaborate on that stance and how you feel about it now, since it's been over a week now that it has happened?
Well, if the people of Maryland elect my opponent Wes Moore, they're going to see more of the same with a non-checks and balances in the government. We need an executive that is competent. We don't see that in the Biden administration, and sadly, they've issued, without any checks and balances, issued raids that now they've had to return passports. They were apparently ruffling through Melania's personal clothing. That's kind of weird. I think we need to go forward to freedom, and that means making sure law enforcement cooperates and works together. I back the blue and want to make sure that the law is followed and the Constitution is followed, and you're not going to see that from my opponent. So I am very excited about working for all of Maryland and uplifting Maryland with a focus of freedom. It's about your freedom. There is nothing more important right now than ensuring that every single Marylander has the opportunities with jobs, lower inflation, getting rid of this heavy taxation that Maryland has, getting back to sanity in our schools, empowering parents to be involved with their children in a loving way, and to make sure, once again, that our streets are safe. That's our platform. It's a winning platform, and we look forward to serving Maryland.
Dan, I have to follow up. When it comes to the raid, you did say, and you clarified some of your earlier comments in saying that you were not necessarily blaming the federal law enforcement, but the politicians who put the wheels in motion. But then you had previously said that if you were elected governor, that you would use the full power of law enforcement against President Biden. So where do you draw the middle line? Because it sounds like there you would put yourself in the same position that you're arguing against.
Absolutely not. I think it's, part of law enforcement to make sure that the laws are followed and that cooperation exists. That's exactly what I intend to do. And, the Biden administration is a debacle. We have Jonathan Turley, a Democrat, calling them out. We have Alan Dershowitz from Harvard calling them out, saying that this was not a lawful approach to how warrants should be executed and how the law should be followed. So we're going to make sure that we cooperate and empower our agencies so that when there's federal action, that we cooperate with local law enforcement, sheriffs and police. State police will be involved to make sure that the laws are followed. It's about your freedom.
Dan, I want to jump in real quick because we're quickly out of time, and I know that's just one issue, right? But if we're talking about the next 4 years in Maryland, if you accomplish one thing for the people of Maryland, what's that one thing going to be?
I think we're going to look at making sure that people can go to work every day without losing a third of their pay at the pump with inflation. Property tax inflation is out of control. It's driving 250,000 Marylanders left our state because of the inflationary taxes just in the last 9 years. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse by the day, and people see no end in sight. And so when we empower people to keep money in their own pockets, like I intend to do, not like my opponent who wants to use the Biden approach that's going to crush our economy, chase more people out of Maryland, and only those who have access to capital are going to be able to stay here. We need to empower everyone, make sure the workers can have more of their money in their pockets. That's going to help families. My campaign is about empowering parents and families as well, and that comes straight through with a bold economic plan to make sure Maryland, once again, is a free state. It's about your freedom. I'm asking for your vote humbly. You can go to coxforfreedom.com and see our platform and join our team. Thank you so much.
Republican candidate for governor for Maryland. Thanks so much, Dan Cox, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Steve and Marissa. God bless.
Dan Cox joining us just a week or so after we had Wes Moore on, the Democratic candidate for governor in Maryland, and we'll continue to hopefully talk to the two leading up to the election in November.